take over 1st and 10.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Javon Kinlaw, the big D tackle there to bring him down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Quick slant, Tyreek Hill with it. Finding room at midfield. The 30. 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll see he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. McCaffrey on the counter, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Steps away. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning. They hand it off to Mostert. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage. And we're still in the 2nd quarter.
2nd down. Here's Mostert again. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll try and run here with Mostert. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. They end up getting stumped twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down. They'll try it now with Mostert. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed 2. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the 2nd half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up third down now. The Lance going to throw. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Finding Waddle, crossing the field and bringing it in. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And he's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled. Taken.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. They find some open field here. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Okay, ready?
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cleat. Now Lance throws the interception, his 3rd. Trey Flowers picks it, and the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the 3rd quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this 3rd quarter. turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Well, that's what he can do when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
Tua going to run again. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lance. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. Rolling to his right. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. I know, without even asking, without even looking in your direction, that you are not a fan of that call.
Oh, I wish you had looked, Brandon, because I was actually thinking this would be the perfect time for a fake.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you're right. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. This deep in your own territory. Look, I'm all for being unconventional. That part's cool, and I get it. But this deep, I just don't think it's the right time to make that call.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. In motion, the tight end. On play action, here's Tua. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves. That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Slot man moves right. A run with Mostert up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. In motion goes the tight end. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins have opened the lead up to 30. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Lance looking to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Trey Flowers picks it. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
These guys off the edge are already tough to contain when they're protecting a stationary target. Asking them to hold their blocks when a runner is struggling to find a lane, often an impossible task. Regardless of the outcome on the scoreboard, that will be one of this game's biggest stops.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Trent Sherfield, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Gets around him, and he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Let's go.
The Niners on 3rd down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
And Lance now to throw.
And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 19. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Now on 2nd and 13. Lance. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk
from 21 yards away.
And the Niners get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Now goal for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
49ers 14. Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
Benogany elects not to return it. The football will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Ready?
On the handoff, this is Mostert.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Gets this one to Hill. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 36-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard, but that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here's Lance to throw it.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown!
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And this game, it could very well turn out to be the shocker of the weekend. Not too many expecting them to come in here and win. And they're not just winning, they're dominating. And now trying to finish this one off.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time. And that'll bring up a second down and just a couple. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga.
And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2.
Lance going to try to throw for this.
It's complete. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. That's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the pick 6 we just saw makes things a little more interesting. Still, though, a 2-possession game as they control their destiny in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
He's going to have the first down and more than that.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43. Tua going to throw.
Open man is Waddle, complete.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The offense on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd down and 12. Tua to throw again.
They'll get this into the hands of Mostert.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
off of play action. Tagovailoa letting one go deep for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone is hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Tua. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Nick Bosa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Wide open receiver complete. Really nice gain on the completion. However, still 3rd and goal that they face now. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Now they send a man in motion right. On 3rd and goal, they're going to run the option. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Tua Tagovailoa scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Dolphins are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Here's Lance. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he will step out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Lance again. Flushed out right. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now 2nd down. Working from the gun, Lance. And he rifles one incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Lance now on 3rd and goal. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, fourth quarter. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Trey Lance scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the 49ers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Now the 49ers electing to leave the offense out there and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wondered maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to air one out. And this one is incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Back to the air on 2nd down, Tagovailoa. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Tua sets up to pass it. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To try again after the sack. Tua, he's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead is now 24. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jerome Baker.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to...
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Jimmy Ward. There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
One final try now for Lance. And it's incomplete. It was an exercise in futility anyway. It doesn't affect the final outcome, and this one's over. Well, an interesting finish to this one. They get in the end zone at the end of the game. Then they went for two. It wouldn't have mattered. The game was over, but they didn't get that two-point conversion.
I think trying to get the 2 points, that was for pride for them. But obviously the guys on the other side of the ball had some pride, too. They